Well guys, it's done. I am super excited about how this turned out. I mean, the walls went up smoothly, the doors went up smoothly, everything just went spectacularly, and now I've got a whole bunch of space to start working on stuff. Wow, that was a lot of fun. It took me a little bit longer than I expected to over the course of Memorial Day weekend, plus a couple of weeknight evenings to try and get things done after work, but overall, it turned out really nice, and I'm super excited about the way that it turned out. So let's quickly talk about some of the choice points that I made as I was going through and some of the major design decisions. So for this particular wall, I did not frame it in a normal manner where you would have the boards facing 90 degrees where it is and do them every 16, 18, 24 inches on center, something in that order. Mostly this was just to keep each one of the boards together, and so I laid the 2x4s flat. So that you can screw from both of the sheets into here. And then down on the ground, I did 2x4s flat across the concrete and then just used a powder nailer to secure them into the concrete, which worked really well. On the other side, I've got screws that are coming in from the bottom, so they're secured all the way up here, coming into the base there. And then I found that it was actually a lot cheaper for me, about $100 cheaper on the project, to get 8-foot tall sheets and then rip another sheet up or cut another sheet up 12 inches rather than getting 10-foot sheets and cutting them down to 9 feet. So just as a heads up, if you're looking for a lot of OSB, check that because this worked really well. I just got 2x4s that were long enough to span the gap, but that's why I made the choice the way that I did right there. The other thing that you'll notice is that my two outlets, that outlet and that outlet, are at different heights, and that's purely because of where the electrical was behind as they were connected to the two pillars in the back. Nothing special about what height they were at, just mostly tried to do it conveniently. This pink foam over here was used to fill the gaps in behind because I had to offset these walls from the main beam that runs across. There was a big gap that came up all the way behind there, and actually this is what it looks like from behind. So if you look up underneath there, and I'll try and zoom in a little bit so that you guys can see it, the pink foam is there right across the bottom. You can see it poking out in a couple of different places all the way along the edge, but that's primarily to provide me with a seal from this side of the shop, which is still wide open to the outside. For the doors, I have an entire episode on how I put these doors together. I was thinking about going with 2x4s for the header to start with and ended up going with 2x6s because it is not anymore, it's not really more expensive, and it was going to be a lot sturdier, especially because I'm spanning that entire gap without really supporting it up above. Made the doors from scratch, measured everything out the way that I wanted, and overall things hung really smoothly. On this door over here, there was a little bit more of a gap right near the hinge because this part of my my king stud and jack stud over here were not quite straight, not quite level. And it's interesting because on the level themselves, they were close, but not quite perfect, which led into about a quarter inch up at the top there, which made a pretty big difference. So watch those guys carefully and make sure that you get them dead level if you want to make sure that you don't have too much of a gap. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions about what I did or the design decisions that I made, or just questions in general about the shop, go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below. If you guys like the kind of videos that we're producing here at Northwest Craftsman, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate it and love having you guys around. There should be a couple of other videos that have been posted on this for a variety of other things, like doing the outlets for the shop, using a powder nailer, and then building the doors I did a specific episode on. So if you guys want to check those out, go back to the channel and you can go ahead and find those, and I will see you guys around. Looking forward to getting the shop loaded up with all of my stuff, my workbench and all my other tools, and we'll get going. All right, thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a good one, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.